quiz time is done, and now the time for the today's topic. So today we are going to understand, we are going to get overall introduction of what we are going to do as when we say Power BI installation. Then I will show you like from where you can start downloading it and the setup process. Um, Overall the Power BI interface, and at the end there are like it is not very interview type of a question about components, but it is related to PL300 type of a question. So that's why components in Power BI, that is one topic we will do at the last. Okay, if you already have Power BI installed, so that is well and good. You can just stay as it is. You can just watch on my screen, like you can understand the way like why we are doing like from where we are doing basically. But all good, like from whichever the place you have downloaded, unless and until you can open it and you can do all the process normally, that's what we are aiming for. Chalo. So this is what we have seen at the very last slide in the last session about business intelligence. So business intelligence refers to the technologies and processes and practices which is used to collect the data, integrate it, analyze it, and finally present it in front of someone. So it is somewhat predicts, it somewhat depicts what exactly happens when somebody does business intelligence, when somebody is in business intelligence. You can go through, like you already have answered that questions, but these are like different processes and what has happened in that process. That's what they have shared here. Okay, they have means मैंने अभी share किया of course. Um, but my main purpose to explain this process to you is because how this business intelligence is very relatable with Power BI. I am not sure like if you are there in my session on 17th, no, on 13th, I guess. Yes, on 13th, I talked about the same very concept, like if why the BI word is in Power BI. Because all of these processes that people usually needs to understand separately, people needs to understand different softwares to go through. Power BI happens to have everything under one platform. You can collect the data, you will see all the data like centralized at one place. You can transform the data. Power BI's ETL process is out of this world. Like you can see almost everything that any other ETL process can do, any other ETL software can do. And as I have already claimed that part, if you are very good with ETL, Power BI's ETL, then you will understand or you will learn any other ETL software very easily. Okay. Storing and structuring, like stored, structured, like you can see that type of information at one place also in Power BI. Process visualization, of course, that's why Power BI is made. Sharing is very easy as well as is very you can say like it is very uh, in a planned manner we have in Power BI, so that to whom you should share and to whom you should not, to whom you can exclude basically what data you can only share and what not. So everything you can design with Power BI, and we are going to reach to that point at certain in certain slides in future. And finally, making of informative decisions, like what exactly you are going to need. Okay. So with business intelligence, now we have like this is another slide which represents the PI in Power BI stands for business intelligence, which refers to making a smart decision. Like everything that I have showed you in the last slide, it is just the in a short form. Like whatever, like whenever we plan to make a smart decisions, smart business decisions with meaningful, insightful actions, we are supposed to perform these three processes. That is collection of data, analyzing and visualizing it, and finally drawing the insights from the data. Drawing the insights means finally data-driven decisions that we usually want. There are two files. I already have showed it to you, but just in case if you are not there during that class, so I'm just showing it to you again. So there are two files. One is Excel file, another one is report file. So what is Excel file? What type of a data it is? Semi-structured, unstructured, structured. What type of a data Excel data like this Excel file represents? Correct. It is structured, semi-structured, etc. So you are going to understand this as a structured data set. Why? Because there is columns, there are rows, and if you want to understand, like on 29/6/2024, on at 2 o'clock to like 14:09, you can see like there is this no option for this particular SQL. This is perfectly designed, it is rigid in structure, and you can go to that particular point, like exact pinpoint location as well. But what we are understanding right now here is we have almost 57, 58 number of rows in this particular Excel sheet, and I want to understand my audience with this data. So to understand them, if I plan to access, or if I plan to analyze this Excel file for 58 number of rows, it is very time consuming. Like I will get confused after a certain time, or I will just get bored and I will just close this instead of understanding anything about. Okay. So to resolve that type of a cases, we got Power BI, which is a reporting tool. There are of course other softwares as well in the in market, but Power BI is like otherworldly kind of. So for that we have a report, and I built that report in hardly of like 5 minutes or 10 minutes. And through this, the understanding of those 58, 57 number of rows got a way easier for me. I could make something out of it. I could understand like what my audience is from, like what is the background basically. How should I how should I talk to them? What is their understanding level? And all the information that I wanted from them, I could understand all the 57 out of it just like that. In any case, I didn't want their exact names, or I don't wanted to pinpoint any particular person. I just wanted to understand as a whole what my audiences are. And having this type of a dashboard made that task very easy. 58 number of rows, some people might say if 58 number of rows are there, I can definitely analyze it by myself. You definitely can, but it is indeed going to be a very time consuming. So instead of put your 1 hour, 2 hours of time just to build something which is going to take like that much of time, and forget about 58 number of rows, what if it is going to increase or improve to like 1000 number of rows? What are you going to do at that particular time? So instead of relying on Excels at certain stages, we can definitely use reporting tool, and it is going to show you the direct results. You just have to see, you just have to analyze like how the charts represents what, and that will be the solution to you. That will be the like plan for you to do something better. And that's your overall business intelligence process. I collected the data, I stored it in my Excel. I didn't have to do any ETL process, so that is the optional process for me at that case. After that, I visualized it, analyzed it, and I made the decisions out of it. Correct. So this is your business intelligence in the short, like whatever we have seen in a more like full textual slide. This is like more precise and more smaller. Let's start downloading the Power BI. How many of you don't have Power BI in their system yet? I believe you might, everyone, like all of you might have it already. But just in case anyone, okay, Vasu don't have it. Vasu doesn't have it. Next, anybody else? Sakshi, Nikhil, Sagar, I believe you guys were talking about something same. Okay, you also don't have it. Okay, perfect. Like there are a couple of people who don't have it, suppose. So it will make sense to explain all of it to you again. Okay. So in there are two ways to install Power BI in the system. So first way represents through the app. Second way represents through the official website. Okay. My recommendation to download it is through the app. So what this app I'm doing, talking about here. So if you have a Windows, you can always search on your system as a store, like Microsoft Store or anything as a store. Click on it. And this is a Microsoft Store, which is something similar to Google Play Store in your Android phone, or I guess App Store in your iPhones. Okay. So it can be called like it is just similar to that, but it is for Windows operating system. Like for desktop, you can download any type of apps here, games, any productive apps, WhatsApp, Telegram, anything that you need. So here you just have to search for Power BI desktop. Okay. And here you will find there is like very first option only with 4.6 ratings here. And you will see there is this software that we have to install. On my system, I have installed it from this place only, so that's why it says open. But for you, it might says GET gate. Okay, like you have not installed it yet, so that's why it might show just gate word to you. Okay, so this is your Power BI desktop, Microsoft Corporation open, and like open as in I already have it. So if I click open, it will start opening that software in the backend. Okay, so this is the first place from where you can download. If you want to download it, if you don't have it in your systems, you can start downloading. Yes, Vasu, Power BI desktop is 100% free software. It is 100%. It is like lifetime, unless and until they make any necessary changes on their platform. Till then, it is free. Like I have been using it for almost 4 or 5 years, so I have never seen it getting paid. So I will talk about that as well, about the free and the paid part. At least Power BI desktop is 100% free. Where actual money comes into the picture, we will talk about that. All right. So if you don't have the Power BI, please start downloading it in your system. I will show you what is the second location so that you will also know like why we are doing it from app and why we are not doing it from their place. Okay. So I'm just going to search Power BI desktop download, like very easy step to for us to do. Download Power BI. I'm just selecting the second platform. So there is this particular link I'm just sharing in the chat box just for your understanding. Here on this page, you will find out all the software which are free to download from Microsoft. Okay, all of these 5 softwares, they are free to download. The one that we need to download is Microsoft Power BI desktop here. Okay. So if you click on a download button, it is anyways going to take you to Microsoft Store. Okay, the first option there. But if you click on advanced download option, it is going to take you to new page, and that page is going to get customized as per your requirement. Suppose like if you have some other language to select, something with that sort of things. Okay, it will also give you like what are the new updates, the system requirements, installation instructions, and all the stuff. And you just have to click on download. If your system is 64-bit, you can click the second and or the first. But I will still say that focus, like plan to download it from Microsoft Store only. Can anybody tell me why? Why should we download it from Microsoft Store but not online official website? If you click on this download, it is going to download the setup. Okay, that is there. You will have the setup file with you in your system. But still, I will suggest like don't install it from here. Like it is just a suggestion. There is no wrong with it. There is nothing wrong with this particular page or installation process. But there is one logic behind it, like why to go through the store. Perfect, Supriya. Yes, Ravikant. So it is because the automatic update. You can see on this official website, Power BI at the last, it has published on this particular date. It is like 7/10/2024 represent 10th of July 2024. And every month, Power BI upgrades itself almost every month. Like in between 10th to 15th of every month, you are going to see the newer updates. It might be very small, sometimes it might be very big. And if you installed the Power BI desktop through downloading the system, like through downloading the setup and installing it, suppose, so it is going to take, like it is not going to auto upgrade basically. You have to again install the newer version and you have to again reinstall it in your system. So it is going to be like every month's process for you. On the other hand, Microsoft Store, it is going to auto update. Okay, you can keep that, you can make the settings in the background. But even if you don't, automatically only like it updates itself every month. So it is just similar to how you use any app in your phone. It automatically updates sometimes, right? So the same pattern works in Power BI desktop as well. So like you can just click on this gate feature and it will start downloading. It is almost 600 or 700 of MB. Once it is completely done, it is almost going to take 2 to 3 GB of your system. Okay. So everything with respect to installation and all, this is all about Power BI desktop. Okay, all good. Any questions about the installation process? Anybody facing any issue while installing it, suppose? I have also mentioned that on the slides, like from where you can install it. There is a store app as well as there is this link, download link as well. But again, the recommended is the Microsoft Store. All good. You can just click on that and it will in progress. Now the question that Vasu asked about the free version part. I'm not going to talk about it in detail right now, but I will just give you an idea like where the actual pricing part comes into the picture. Okay. So this is my paint. Okay. So let's consider this is Power BI. Okay. This is my Power BI desktop. And as the word suggests, Power BI desktop represents a software which is for desktop. Okay. For your system, for your laptop, for your desktop and overall system you have in this at home. So this is overall Power BI desktop that you are going to store in your what? In your system. So this is your PC. This is your laptop or PC, suppose. Okay. And in this system or laptop, you have installed Power BI desktop right now. Okay. And Power BI desktop here is completely free. So wherever, whichever location you are downloading it in your laptop or in your systems, it is completely free. Free 100%. Okay, 100% free. There is no charge. Like all the features that comes every month, it is also going to be auto update. It is going to auto update itself, and it is not going to charge you anything. Anything that we are going to do on that screen as well, every software, every feature we are going to see in that software as well, it is going to be free. And yes, Ravikant, it is free for the organizations as well. I am only talking about Power BI desktop right now. Okay, there are like two different elements about Power BI. One is Power BI desktop, and now the second one is cloud. And cloud represents online platforms or something which is on internet. Okay. So there is Power BI desktop, which is in your system, local system. And there is second feature, which is Power BI service. Power BI service. So Power BI service is the platform, or Power BI service is something which is always going to be on cloud. It is the website which is which is having this particular, like this is the like URL for that particular website. So Power BI service is the place which is something like Google Drive. We have the local drive in our system, and we have the Google Drive where we send something on like on cloud so that we can have access of it from any place. So the same idea is with Power BI service. So whatever the report we have generated through Power BI desktop, whatever the report we have built through Power BI desktop, we have to publish it. The term exactly says publish. We have to publish it to Power BI service. Okay. And Power BI service is the place where actual money starts. Like we have to actually pay and see most of the features to use. So Power BI service is also having different, like Power BI service is the place where we have the different version. So there is a free version, there is a pro, and there is a premium. Premium also has the different more types, but I'm just giving you the highlights of it because Power BI service is the latter part of the slides and latter part of the course where we will discuss about it in more detail. But just to give you an understanding of this whole process, I'm sharing this design at the moment. So the purpose of Power BI service is to share and collaborate with others. What you are going to share? You are going to share your reports, which you have built in Power BI desktop. So Power BI service is having 3 different versions. Not versions, there are like 3 different subscriptions. Free represents you can share it on the cloud, like you can share it on Power BI service, but you cannot share it further. It will be only in a private zone for you on your cloud. Like this, there will be the private space only for you, and you cannot share it further because you are on free account. That is the restriction when we are with the free. You can see the complete interface of Power BI service. You can see how the data changes, like how you can share and collaborate with others, but you want actually able to do it. Okay. So Power BI service, there is the first part is free. Pro represents on individual level. If I have a pro account and you have a pro account, then I can share it with you. But if there is another person with free account, like there are 3 people, I have a pro, you have a pro, and third person is having a free, then again we only 2 will able to share with each other, but not with the free person. Okay. So whoever is having a pro account, only with those people we can share our report. And premium is on the level of organization. So on the level of organization, like even if it is like it needs to have minimum 100 plus or whoever the department wise as well. So it needs to have a minimum number of people under that organization so that the premium will be allowed for everyone. So in premium, what happens in that organization, everybody can access everyone's others report if that is shared with them. So for example, at the moment, I have a Google Drive, suppose I have shared it with Nishant, but I have not shared with Ravikant. But it is there, it is on cloud. Why can't Ravikant access it? Because I have not given the access to him, right? I have not given the link or I have not given his ID, email ID for that particular content on my Google Drive. And that's why Ravikant won't able to see it. But on the other hand, Kumar Nishant can definitely do it because I have given his email ID and have given the access of my report to him and he will able to access it. So this is a very high level understanding of Power BI service, and actual paid things are going to start here. But for Power BI desktop, as a developer, like the process we are going to do starting today, so everything whatever we are going to do right now and in future, it will be all free. You will access everything as a developer for from Power BI desktop. Just for the sharing and collaborating process, it will be different. And for that, that is my next slide, which is Power BI service. Power BI service, as I already have given you an idea of it with respect to Google Drive, right? We have the local drive where we have stored it in your system, and we have a Google Drive where you are going to publish it. Okay, like we have to do publish or upload your files to your Google, correct? Google Drive location. So there is some connection between those two places sometimes. Like it doesn't happen with Google Drive, but it is going to happening with Power BI desktop and Power BI service. So the one thing that we need between the two is going to be like connection. That connection is with respect to the ID, email ID. So you need to have a one common email ID that we need to connect my Power BI desktop and Power BI service. At the moment, Power BI desktop is like completely individual software. Even if you don't sign in means even if you don't create your account, still it is going to work. But the time when you want to publish it to cloud, to internet, you need to have an email ID. Like you have to have email ID with which you have created this account. And also Power BI service must also be like signed in with the same email ID. Okay, so you need to have that one common element, that is email ID. Okay. So what we have understood so far, we have a Power BI desktop, which is a completely free software, and that is going to be in your system. There is a Power BI service, which is a cloud platform where whatever you create on premise, like on your desktop, it is going to get published to the online platforms. To publish it, the requirement is with email ID. Okay. And that email ID also needs to be the organization's email ID. Okay. Power BI requires that you use a work or school email addresses. This service includes outlook.com, hotmail.com, and gmail.com. Okay, like excludes, as I said, like gmail.com nahi chalega, like you will not be able to use Gmail, Hotmail, or outlook.com. You need to have something @company.com, anything @company, something like that. So we will go to that sign in option as well. Like if you are working in certain company, you can use that work email, like whichever the organization you are working for. If you don't want to touch it, you don't want to use your company email ID, suppose, then I will create one small video like how to do that, like how to create our own company email ID. Like it is just a dummy email ID basically, but how to create our Power BI service account, and you can do it after that. I'm not asking you to do it right away because the process that I'm going to tell you, it is only going to be there for 14 days. Okay, after 14 days, it will expired. So, and Power BI service is the ending topics. Like after finishing 4 or 5 weeks, we will be doing the Power BI service part. So that time I will ask you to install. Like that's why at that time I will ask you to create the account so that we will able to publish our reports online. Okay. But for now, our whole process, our whole focus is going to be only on Power BI desktop for next almost 5-6 weeks. Okay. And what Kumar Nishant is talking in the chat box, there are all the stuff. I'm just explaining you the 2 topics so far. I don't want to bombard you with everything right away. Okay, so just hold on. We are just with the second slide. Okay, we are just with the second session so far. What is it? Like we are going for like 6 weeks ongoing, right? So control yourself. And like I'm just kidding, but I'm just sharing. Like there are all the things we are going to talk. We are also going to do embed part as well. Don't worry. So that is your Power BI service. And as I said, you don't have to go for it right away. I will share to you that part when the right times come. If you already have an organization email ID, then you can go to powerbi.com and you can create your email ID. Like it is very simple, just the way we open the new Gmail account now, the same way we can do it for the powerbi.com as well. Any questions so far? Like only the topic, just focus on only the topic that we have done. Like I have just shared. I know you already know many of the stuff about Power BI, but like we have yet to reach. We have to focus on everyone, like who don't know at all, who doesn't know anything about Power BI at all, right? So let's go one by one topic. But any questions so far? We have done 2-3 things. Suppose we have understood how the Power BI desktop, how to install, where to install from. Then what is Power BI service and Power BI desktop relation? So if somebody says, like there are people in the past who has come to me and said like Power BI desktop is a paid software. So no, Power BI desktop is not a paid software. Power BI desktop is free. Power BI service is paid because you want to share and collaborate with others. Your audience supposed to get it, and that's why payment version starts when we are on Power BI service. But desktop is 100% free. Okay, so be clear about that fundamental again. Okay. Please give me thumbs ups if you are there and you are good for me to like you are good with this topic so far, and I can go ahead. So I can see 2 thumbs up so far, 3, 4. We have not done much. We have just installed and we are just doing it. Our like almost 70-80% of the time we are going to focus on desktop. Last 30% of the time is going to be with service. So in real time, because you are as a developer, you are going to be there on desktop side more because you have to build something. You are going to have a question. You have to like you are going to get a problem statement and you will build all of it on Power BI desktop at that time, right? So most of the focus is going to be as a developer time. And after that for service, because service is mostly related to sharing. Once your system is built, once your report is built, the last task remains like you are going to share with the certain people, like whoever going to be your stakeholders or whoever is going to be your like end users who are going to use that report, right? So you are a chef at the moment. You are like you have bought the ingredients, you are cleaning it, you are storing it at the safe place, you will start chopping, you will start making the like final dish. But at the end, once it goes out of the kitchen, there is directly the client or stakeholder who is going to see the final view. You can just check them out from the inside kitchen window, suppose, like how their impressions are and all. So there is nothing more we will able to do that time. Okay. All right. So I can see Kumar Nishant is having a question. Please send that question in the chat box. We will go to that point. Okay. Chalo. So finally, whatever you have installed, that is your Microsoft Power BI. It is a data visualization or a business intelligence tool that we are going to use for interactive dashboards and reports. In Power BI, the term called as report and term called as dashboard. So these two terms, dashboards and reports, these two terms are different in nature. How they are different, I will show you. Not today, but I will show you. Just keep in mind, they are not the same. You cannot call report and dashboard vice versa. Okay. There is a certain design of it, which is going to be a report only, and there is a certain way of it, which is going to be dashboard only. And mostly, not mostly, every time, as in reports are built on your Power BI desktop. And this is my Power BI desktop. I will give you the interface overview. But reports are created in Power BI desktop. Dashboards can only be created on Power BI service. You cannot create dashboards in Power BI desktop in this case. Okay? So that is a high level difference between the two. But dashboards and reports are both different things. Okay. So under Power BI tools, we have this many different aspects of it. First of all, we have got Power BI desktop here. We have seen Power BI service. There is again a concept called as Power BI data gateway. They are very small elements. The biggest one here is Power BI desktop only. But remaining of those like service, data gateway, mobile apps, report builder, they are the like smaller portion of it we have to understand. But out of these 5, we are going to focus on only 1, 2, 3, and 5th point. Report builder is having a different purpose. Okay, you can self-study about that topic. And yeah, sure, Akhil. No problem. Thank you. So 1, 2, 3, and point number 5, these are the only 4 stuff that we are going to do during the class. But Power BI Report Builder is equally big software, like the equally design, like there is a very entirely different purpose of Power BI Report Builder actually. So with Power BI desktop, service and gateway and mobile apps, these are the 4 that we are going to see during our sessions. So here is what we will call as an architecture of overall Power BI system. Okay. So try to analyze it with what we have understood for BI. Okay. We got the collection of data. Okay. Let me have the annotate. Let me do the annotation. Okay. So this part here, it is a collection part. What we have understood during the BI process, try to think about it in that same process here. So this is some place where we have done the collection. This is the place, and this is the architecture in Power BI. Okay, what I have talked and what we are doing here now. So with BI and Power BI, how the things are similar, that's what I'm showing. So after collecting the data from different places, we have ETL process to do. Okay, this Power Query word is similar, like this Power Query concept is ETL process in Power BI desktop. Okay, next process here, once your ETL is ETL is done. So this particular part here is the storage. That is a table view of Power BI desktop, where you will find all the data that you have collected in a clean format. You will see that stored at one place. Then in Power BI desktop, you are going to create reports. Okay. And with Power BI desktop, there is a concept called as reports. Once your report is built, you are going to publish it to cloud. And cloud means internet, Power BI service. So Power BI service is a cloud place. That's what I was trying to create here as well, right? So whatever report you built with Power BI desktop, you have published it to Power BI service. So in Power BI service, first of all, you are going to publish a report only, and through report, you can build separate dashboards. Okay. So if you want, you can share the reports to the business users. Business users means your clients. Or you can share your dashboard as well with your clients. Anything, whichever the requirement is coming from your client or stakeholder, you have to build that and you have to share that. Report is already built, which is from Power BI desktop. We just have published it. But if your client requires to have a dashboard as well, then you can build that dashboard only on Power BI service. So this is the sharing and collaborating part, sharing and making decisions part basically. So that's why I helped you understand about BI process first. We have collected the data because similar things we are going to do with the Power BI as well. We have collected the data. This is the first part. Then we did the ETL of it after collecting it all together. Then we have collected it all together at one place again, like that is a centralized place. In Power BI service, in Power BI desktop, you have built the report. Once your report is finished, we are done with the report process. You are going to send it to Power BI service. Power BI service is your cloud location, internet. Okay, and through internet, there is a report that you have published first, and you can build the dashboard out of it also. And those reports or dashboard can be shared with different business users. Business users means clients or customers. Okay. So this is the overall architecture, and this is what we are also going to do when we will start working on the Power BI projects. Okay, we will collect the data from different places. We will do the ETL. We will do the like we will see the collected data at one place. We will start building the report, analyze it, and visualize it basically. And finally, we will publish it for the sharing purpose. Okay. Any question on this architecture part? I'm clearing my drawing so that it will be easier for you to look. If you have understood the BI system, like what usually we do, so understanding with the Power BI concept will be easier. Okay. If you are good to go for me with the architecture, you can give me the thumbs ups. I will have a clarity, like if I should go or not. All right, Prachi is good. Supriya, Gaina. Okay, Sachin. Okay, Amit, Chitra. Cool. Ravikant, Jui. Cool. Chalo. So this is the overall architecture. More about those architecture you will find on this next page. Okay, there is a data source, Power BI service, Power BI desktop. There is again a concept of gateway. I'm not talking about it right away because that is something which is completely new for many of you. Even if you understand the concept of BI, even if you understand the architecture, but understanding gateway is a different part actually. And there is a Power BI mobile also. I will also show how the Power BI mobile looks like and everything through the in calls only. But for gateway, again, gateway will again come at the ending time when we will like publish our desktop to the service. But right now, to give you again highlights of on-premise gateway means when your data is in your, okay, I'm talking about on-premise gateway here. So let me show that image to you. Just give me a moment. My screen is shared, I guess. Okay, so Power BI installation, and you will get this whole information like student material for today's session, like to have a better understanding of certain concepts. Okay. So this is premise or this is data gateway. So the concept here that we are talking on premise gateway. So data gateway, on premise gateway, both of those concepts are same. So what exactly happens? Whatever the data that you have on premise means in your system, in your laptop or desktop, which is in local file. It is not anywhere at online place, it is in your local system. So those on-premise data gateway, by using on-premise data, like, sorry, this is your data sources, and through data gateway, you can put it in the cloud. Okay. Why do we need it on the cloud? Because sometimes if you have, consider you have a revenue budget file for monthly basis, okay, in your local system, that is in your own laptop or system. What happens every month, your data keeps changing. There is like new number of rows added in that same Excel file. So how my report, which is online, which is already published, is going to know that my data is updated, which is in my local system basically. Like this is my local system, this is my data source, which is in my laptop. And this is where my report is already published. But my data source, which is in my laptop, it's keep changing. So to be on the same board, to sync the data, which is on cloud, we use data gateway. So that whatever the data we have, whatever the data is changing, you can access it from cloud also. Like there will be no disturbance. Okay. So to get that data live, or to get that updated data, basically to get the latest data, whatever is changing, we use data gateway. We will see the like practical uses of it as well at certain point of time once our report is done and once we will like publish our report and stuff. But this is the high level idea of on-premise gateway again. Okay. So on-premise data gateway represents to sync the data which is on your local system and which is in your cloud. So to sync the data with your Excel file to your report, basically. Okay. So to do that, we have the on-premise data gateway. And there is also another software to install for it. So we will do that after some time. So to go through this architecture, I have given this, these are not just the underlines, okay? You can click on it and it will help you jump onto the particular page to help you understand those topics better. So whenever you get time, please go through this one topic, like every topic one by one, and you will get more understanding of this. Okay, I have just given the one-liners here, but still. So architecture is done. There is a Q&A question, like how the desktop and services is different. Again, that is something for the self-study. I have given you the Q&A because it is something which is mostly like usually asked during the interview, like what is your understanding of desktop and the service. Once you are very good with the practicals, the difference will be very clear to you. For the day one, like today, it will be something for you to read only. But once you will start doing the practicals, it will be much more better for the understanding. Okay. But one thing is common, like Power BI Desktop is the installed application and Power BI Service is your cloud-based platform. Okay, that is at least one thing is like common, like this is basic. All right, so the last topic of the day, I'm just going to show you the interface, how the overall interface looks like, and we will be closing the session. Okay. So with Power BI Desktop, if you click and open your Power BI Desktop, this is the very first page that you are going to see. Okay. So at the very top, these are the different types of tabs, like from where you want to start your report. As a report maker, uh, is my screen visible or was it blank? Okay. I guess वो पूरा blank हो गया था. Okay. Okay, cool. So select a data source or select with a blank report. So either if you want to take the data in Power BI Desktop, so there are like couple of locations from where you can take the data in, or we have the blank report, which is from where we are going to start the report making from the scratch. So we have to click on blank report if you want to make your, if you want to start building your report first of all. This is your overall interface. The very first page, let's see from the top. At the very top, there is a ribbon. Each ribbon is having different tabs like home, insert, modeling, view, optimize. These are the different tabs we have. And each tab is having different features that we can access. So we will go through each of those tabs like day by day, daily on the basis of what topic we are going through. So that is your top section, which is your ribbon. Extreme left hand side, sorry, this is my right. So this is extreme right hand side. You will see the data tab, visualization, and there is this filter. Data and the visualization, this is something we are going to be of use, we are going to use. So data is the place where the tables and the columns, everything you will see at one place. Visualization is the place from where we will visualize our data. We will use the data, like we will use the columns and we will create the visualization. Filters are equally important, but it is important at the certain places only. So filters is there, but we don't use it that often at certain places. That's all. That is your right hand side, and we can like expand and collapse it as we want. Right hand side, there are different tabs. So basically there are 3 different views that we have with Power BI. View means different, you can say different interfaces. First interface, we are with report view. If you can see on my screen, no, I don't know why it is getting blank, but it's supposed not to. But there is this report view, first of all, which means here on this report view, we are at the report view. So on this page, we will build my report. That is your report view. Second, table view. So table view will be the place where all the data at the centralized location you will able to see at one place only. So all the data, tables, columns, you will see on this particular screen, okay, at one centralized location. So that is your table view. Then there is a model view where if there are more than one table, then we are going to build the model out of it. Model view is somewhat new topic for many of you. So I am going to help you understand some SQL and Excel concept before. And after that, I will show you how the model view works. Okay. And there is a DAX query view, which is recently launched. Like I guess it is launched in May or June time only. So even like I have yet to explore all of it. So once I will do, I will explain it to you, its purpose as well. But there is one new item, that is DAX query view at the moment. But model view, table view, and the report view, they are the basic 3 views in Power BI, which has their own independent task, and we will only able to do those stuff in those views only. If you say sometime you are on table view and if you are asking you why my visualization pane is not there, why cannot I create any visualization? So reason is you are on wrong view. In table section, in table view, you won't able to see anything else. Only the data in the format of table. That's all you will able to see. Only in the report view section, you can see the visualization part, you can create something, you will design something and all of those stuff. Okay. I will give that interface introduction again in the next lecture. At the very bottom, at the end, you can create 2 types of visual, like 2 types of reports. One, which is the desktop, and another, which is the mobile. So if you want to create your report that can be seen only through the mobile, suppose, so you can also build that through the mobile phone. Okay. So desktop as well as mobile layout, both of those options are available. And finally, pages. Page 1, page 2, page 3, you can add as many pages as you want. There is a limit, of course there is a limit, but what that limit will be, we will discuss that also. If you are making some notes, try to be like, this is again couple of sessions, we are just going through the introductory part. So that's why I could not just share everything right away in first lecture, first 2 lectures or what. We will go one by one with everything, and we will understand like what is the purpose of all of these elements that I have shown to you today. Okay. So there are like number of pages you can add. There are like each page will have different designs, different scope, like what you want to create out of it. And that will be it. Okay. From the next lecture, we will start with how to take the data in, how to handle that data, where you are going to see the data, and etc. etc. Okay. But for today, I believe that is it. There is one topic that I have mentioned in those slides. If you go through the slides, suppose, you will see there is a concept called as building blocks. It is very easy to understand if you even read it by yourself. There are like one-liner statement. It is not important with respect to interview. Nobody asks about this in interview, but it is just good to have knowledge. That's why I have kept it. As I said, it is for PL 300. So whenever we will discuss about PL 300, I will talk about it more. But if you are just focused about understanding Power BI and just cracking the interviews, so you don't have to worry about that those stuff. There are like, again, differences between dashboards and reports. It is wherever you will see Q&A, it means they are important for the interviews. Okay, so this Q&A represents dashboard versus report is important for the interview. Okay, and yeah, that will be it for today. Just giving you the final recap what we have done in the in today's lecture. We have seen what BI is, what overall business intelligence does. Then we have also understood how BI is similar to Power BI architectural process. For that, we have installed Power BI desktop first. There are 2 ways to install it, app as well as the official setup installation. We have installed it through the app. Power BI desktop is your free version, free software. Power BI service is your paid software, paid platform. So Power BI service is the part where you have to pay the money to share your report with others. But for now, when we are working with Power BI desktop, it is completely free. You can do all the stuff which is available and which keeps coming in every month for free of cost. There is no end limit to that, at least as of now. I don't know in future if Microsoft changes that policy, but it is there. It is as it is the way. Then we have seen the architecture, like from where we starts and where we ends in Power BI flow, which is almost similar to BI part. And then I also showed you the overall interface, like which part represents what. So try to be talkative about those parts. Like Power BI is, this is a view, this is the visualization pane, this is the ribbon. Don't just talk like this is like kind of words. Okay, you should speak it up. Like you should talk about it with clear words. Like this is the part where I'm talking about, and this is where I'm facing issues with. Okay. Because more comfortable you get with those words, it will be better for you during interviews also. It should not figure like interviewer should not feel like that you are seeing those concepts for the first time. If you keep talking about it, it will be better. Okay. And as I already have said, whenever you will find this type of a tag Q&A, it means those topics are important for the interviews. So if you are one of those who is trying to crack the interviews or something, so these pages, these slides will be helpful to you. Okay. And that is it for today. Thank you so much for joining. If you don't have any questions, suppose you are good to go. Have a wonderful day ahead. If you have a questions, you can stay behind and we will discuss about it. Okay. I'm ending the recordings now. And yes, Sagar has mentioned about please share this slide. Yes, we will share the slide. Today, I will add you all in the group and you will be a part of the classroom also, and you will have this access of slides and recordings, everything. Okay. I will do that anyway. I will do that after the class. So no problem in that. I am stopping the share and recording.